Now, the government is shut down because they could not pass simple budget legislation. Simple budget legislation. Now, I have a budget. You have a budget. Just about any adult has some sort of a budget. And we just sit down and do the budget. It's quite simple, but our government can't sit down and do a budget. I don't know why our government can't sit down and do a budget, but we can't. And so they argue endlessly about it. You know what? What are the bills? Okay. How much money do we have in? Okay, there's your budget. This whole thing started because the Republicans don't want to budget money to Obamacare. Obamacare was passed under law. Obamacare was declared legal in the Supreme Court. Obamacare is law. You have to give money in the budget to Obamacare. But the Republicans want to make a big stink, want to say, we don't like this, so we're not going to give it any money, and risk the government and have the government shut down. The Democrats are like, hey, this was decided upon, you have to give us money. This is the problem with America today. We have political parties. Political parties can be a good thing. They can give you a side for ideology. You like this, you go to this side. You like this, you go to this side. But when the political party's views and aims get in the way of what is best for America and what is best for the American citizen, that is when the political party is no longer doing good. The political parties we have today are too busy playing party politics, blaming one side or another, trying to get their way instead of doing what is best and what is right for the American people. So they're not doing good anymore. Now, you're saying ever since this country was founded, we've had political parties. That's true. We have had political parties ever since this country was founded. But we have also normally had more than two. When it was founded, you had the Federalists, you had the Anti-Federalists, you also had the Whigs, and you had the Loyalists, who are still loyal to Britain. And it went like that all through time, up until really the 1950s. At one point, we had the Nazi Party, who was a major political party. At another point, we had the Communists, who were a political party. You had the Tories. You had the abolitionists in Lincoln's day. You had the prohibitionists at the early part of the century. And this is the problem, though. We have two political parties. These two political parties will not allow a third political party to come up. They will cut funding. They will make it so only their people can get money. Now, political parties, in the first place, I am against. But I am for, if we have to have them, having more than two. I think our government should give money to these third parties so they can get established. So that when issues like this come up, when they're arguing between the two political parties, the third party can step in and say, hey, this is how it's going to be done. And that's how it gets decided. Our two political parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, are equally guilty of trying to destroy the very fabric of this great nation. They're equally guilty of doing what is right for the party, but wrong for the American people. These parties squabble amongst themselves over petty things that we don't care about. We care that the law gets issued. We care that the budget gets passed. We care that this nation continues to run the way this nation is supposed to be run, and not shut down because of political parties squabbling. These parties should be outlawed. They should be thrown in jail. There should be a law where we can vote. These people we have voted in Congress, this person we have voted in as president, out of the office in the middle of their term, if they are doing what they're doing now, which is arguing amongst themselves because of party ideology. Those parties are to blame. Those representatives in office are to blame. The president is to blame. We need these people out of office. We need third parties in the office. We need to say to hell with the Democrats, to hell with the Republicans, and get rid of both political parties and have independents or third political parties, which you haven't heard of, but they do exist. They're just very small in these offices. If you don't want this to happen again, and I don't, and I know you don't, we have to get rid of these two parties who are too busy arguing about what's best for the party than to care what is right for the American people. We need people in there with morals and a conscience who know what to do is right and do it, and do what is best for the American people and what is best for the American system, and not worry about party ideology.